All right, we're heading out. Literally just pulling out of the inn at Cemetery Hill. I'm actually going to do a review on the hotel I stayed at. I'm going to start doing that for a lot of them. I think it'll be helpful for people. Especially like I'm coming here for years, Gettysburg, and that's the hotel I stay at along with a couple others here. And I'm seeing a lot of these places now. Like I said, some of the issues they're having here in town. A lot of, actually we're pulling up here, like 3 or 4 stores in a row that are actually closed and some are closing. So something's going on here, something's hurting. I mean, I know it's getting into off season, but still, I've never seen so many vacant stores except for COVID. And they were forced to close then. But the Inn at Cemetery Hill, it's dropped. The prices haven't, but the quality there, just, I'll go through it in a review. Here's the Quality Inn. I didn't stay here this time. I wish I did. They're not cheap either, especially with a dog fee. But last time I stayed there was much better. I don't know why I just didn't go there, but I was trying to get a room at the Cemetery Inn at the on Steinway. There's rooms where you can have like a little balcony. You can sit out there. Just it's nice and relaxing. But it turns out they're not even dog friendly, so I was barking up the wrong tree. You can see the battlefields out here. You know, that's misnomer because everything's a battlefield around here. I did go over and do a couple of little films or little YouTube videos on the Pennsylvania Monument where I've gotten some really crazy activity about 6 years ago. I used even did the Spirit Box Sinister Speaker. Unfortunately, didn't get anything particularly great. There's actually the Pennsylvania Monument right over there. It's the biggest monument around here. Pretty impressive. But so I spent 2 nights here. Day 1 got in very late, so I didn't get a heck of a lot done. It was obviously dark and everything. And this whole complex shuts at dusk. So, people go out there you're not supposed to. Yeah, it's hot. That's another thing. The coffee from the room is just, not the room, the hotel. Subpar. Most of them are. I used to carry a coffee maker with me and I just forgot. Actually, that's not true. I didn't forget. The one in the museum died, so I moved the one from the vehicle into the museum. So I need to buy another one for the road. But that being said, it took me 8 hours to get here from Littleton to Gettysburg. Should have been more like 6. But between traffic and some pit stops, I got the puppy back here at Christmas. She's an old girl. She did really good on this trip. She always does. But when she squeaks, that means she's got to pee or something, and it's time to get out. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going. I was looking up a few locations. I was very indecisive. So I'm basically going to get back out at 15 and head south. I'm going to try to go more west instead of 95. I'll do some research along the way. This has been a good trip as far as getting some videos out. Some are just this kind of thing, which is what you guys have been getting a lot of. Me just driving from point A to point B and saying, I'm going to be on the road. And just don't get there and don't get there. Well, I'm finally on the road. So I'm getting all kinds of assorted videos in. And I got to remember to keep on doing the TikToks too to bring more people to the YouTube channel. But anyway. So it's fairly early. We got a pretty good start. I just waited for breakfast to be made, so at least I got some food in me. Especially the ridiculous prices I paid, not to keep on complaining, but it was expensive for 2 nights there with a dog fee. And it's not that I want to spend big bucks, but at least if you're getting something for your money, I mean, I'll go into a little bit. Doors not working, key problems constantly. At one point I had to let myself in through the outside. And they just didn't seem to be a remedy. And finally, someone redid all the keys, and they seemed to work. The lamp in the room didn't work. I was in a low spot. A wall covered the window. I mean, it was like being in a cave. So the lamp's not working. It was very dark in there. I was almost tempted to bring in some of my Ryobi lights. Just the room just looking dated. They just haven't done much with any of these places in a while. People working there seem nice enough. Breakfast least now they're starting to do a little bit of a warm breakfast. They had some sliced potatoes, eggs, and some sausage. Believe it or not, there was plenty of sausage, but they kept on running out of eggs. They're literally cooking eggs in a little electric skillet. So the poor woman that's in there cooking these eggs, I mean, the skillet's only this big, so it's the size of like a big omelet, so maybe enough to feed 2 people. So everyone's just taking like little spoonfuls of eggs and trying to be good, but it's just, you know, they got to step up the game. The elevator, not working, so you have to take the stairs, and, you know, no big deal for me, especially since I was at a basement. The only time I had to walk up was to get breakfast, stuff like that. But it's mostly, I mean, I know this is going to sound funny coming from someone my age, it's an elderly crew there. And it's like no families, all the kids are in school. It was the geezer crowd, I mean. So now, then with an elevator, I mean, you're paying top dollar to be in a place, and you got to use stairs and stuff. I'm sure there's a few other things I can think of, just a little, I was less than impressed with. But it is what it is. You learn. I was so late getting out the museum and heading up here that I called ahead and just said, like, listen, do you have rooms and this? And they were pretty busy, believe it or not. They kept pretty busy. And but I think that's going to be falling off. I mean, I know the end of the season's right around the corner, but still, next time I think I would avoid Unit Cemetery, which is, I hate to say, I don't like to badmouth any place, but either you drop that cost down by 35% or more, and then you need to start investing into the place. Location's good, location's everything. They're right at the main intersection. They're, you know, walking distance to pretty much everything. O'Rourke's restaurant and pubs next door. But another thing too, I never noticed before, maybe it's something new. Mondays and Tuesdays, almost everything was closed. Even Tommy's Pizza, which is actually, if you go there, you can't, you know, assuming they're open, the pizza's always good. Although I didn't get to eat it this time. I got in late one night, it was Saturday, I guess it was, and they were closed the next 2 days. So just strange, very strange. All right, so I'm on Steinway, heading out towards 15. Once I get to 15, I'm going to be heading south. Cows. There is some weather coming in, so we might have to be chasing a little weather. We'll see what we get. I'll keep rolling at least till we get out to 15 and make the turn. And I'm going to find myself a real cup of coffee somewhere too. This is just downright nasty. It's a shame. I mean, I remember back in the days, you'd travel, and it was Holiday Inns and Ramadas, and you had your Ramada business cards and stuff. And they always had restaurant, bars, pools, saunas, all the kind of stuff. You had all the nice little fun things there. And kids ate free. I mean, they catered to families and stuff. So now it's, I mean, COVID did a lot of that too. You just couldn't get meals and breakfast, which, you know, I can live with. If you have decent coffee, I can muster through a crappy bagel or a hard-boiled egg or something. A lot of places just have those little sausage biscuit things. You know, nuke in the microwave. They're not great, but hey, it's something. It's something in your belly in the morning. For the like I said, if I'm staying at Redwoods, which I do a lot, because of the dog, I'm not expecting anything fancy, but I'm not paying anywhere near $100 either. When you're getting close to $200 out of me, I expect a little something, right? At least, you know, some of the stuff in the room to work. It did have a little refrigerator. Never checked it out. Didn't use it because I had a cooler. Didn't even really use my cooler. Just kept things cold. But no microwave. I think I got some shots of the room when I walked back and forth in the videotaping the dog. I try to get double beds when I travel. This way, I let the dog pick out which one she wants, and I get the other. I did sleep with her for a while last night. She was having some nightmares. I don't know what that was about. So I went over, cuddled with her, made her happy. She's a little girl. She had a rough life. So my plan is to drive for at least hour and a half. I'm still above half a tank. Gas is super expensive in Gettysburg. $3.39. I mean, it's not real cheap in Littleton, North Carolina. At least for $2.89. If you go down to like Rocky Mountain, some other places. Actually, I gassed up. What the hell I gassed up? Somewhere along the way here, and it was $2.68.9 or something like that. So I mean, it's just gas is all over the place. But you go to a tourist trap, and you got to pay. Although I did go to a little diner. I went up to out of historic Gettysburg, do a little shopping, and they have an Aldi's now, so I was excited. I needed to pick up some dog biscuits and just some silly stuff, a case of water. And so you can't. Aldi's, Lidl's are always great places. But I went to the mall next door across from the Walmart. Didn't have to go to Walmart since they had Aldi's. And there was a family diner thing there. And I went in there and I got this cheeseburger thing. And I just kind of looked at it. It was his lunch special. He goes, "That's a sub." I said, "All right, whatever." I said, "What do you want?" I said, "Pretty much anything." And I got this thing, and I took pictures of it. I got to post that. It's just massive. It was like so much lettuce and tomato on the top. It was like getting a whole salad on top. So I was eating that before I ate it. It was huge. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Three burger patties in there. Yeah, the fries were not great, but they're okay. And I just got a unsweet iced tea. But that was like $12. I mean, great deal. Plenty of food, more than I could eat. I don't even know where the heck I'm going exactly. I'm going to get some options. Got mountains over here. So I don't know if I can either have options to stay on the Civil War, or Revolutionary War sort of thing, which is kind of what 15 does. Or I can just mix it up and go someplace totally different. It feels good to be on the road. It's just so nice to get out of town, meet some different people, talk. A lot of characters, which is fun. Today's Wednesday, so a lot of people are going to schools. You can see a school bus in front of me. People going to work. And I'm just out being a retired person. Semi-retired. Got to get back to the museum. I'm going to reach out to a friend, see if I can get her to run the museum today. She'll go there for a little bit. I'll feel a little less guilty. I mean, although I got like no calls yesterday. Monday I got calls. I missed some business Monday. Yesterday I got the only person to call was someone I know locally who was looking to me sign a survey. Doesn't mean nobody came by, but at least I didn't get any phone calls. It's important to get on the road, promote the museum, get more content out for the YouTube channel and the TikTok. Didn't do much TikTok this trip, but I still got time to knock some of that stuff out. Once I get down here, I'll be into Maryland. It's a short piece you go through. I do stop to get some gas, see if the puppy needs to walk again. I'll do some more research and figure out if there's anything. I'll use road trippers and stuff and see if there's anything around that looks interesting. And I can see the rain up ahead. We're definitely going to be hitting weather. This is the weather coming in off the ocean. Even though we're pretty much inland here, but it's a lot of places have flooding. So you can hear the winds coming in. We'll take it slow. Like I said, I'm not in a rush. Guys rolling for a little bit here. Well, I have a lot of conversion software things I need to use, like downloading things. Like a lot of times I'm shooting off the phone now, so if I'm working off the phone, I'll have to a lot of times upload it to YouTube, then download it to edit it, and then I delete the video there or make it private so no one else can see it till it is edited. Sometimes I screw up and it does get posted. So it'll be like almost two versions of the same thing. This one's got more content to it. And but some of the programs it's using, the one I've been using regular, it's been working pretty good. But all of a sudden it's just decided to change me to German. So you hear me speaking in some kind of German voice, which is kind of strange. And I kept on going back in and said, no, English. Every time I did, I gave up and I had to find another program to use. It just makes everything just so difficult. And I've got some Sony cameras, even a pro camera, and the editing software I'm using now all of a sudden doesn't want to read the Sony version the way it saves it. So I have to convert that and then read. It's like everything's multiple steps. This is such a hassle. I picked up a cheap GoPro the other day. I want to use that, and it's not working. It's not charging. So I got to go back to Sam's to see if I can return that. I should know better to buy a GoPro. I should know better. Probably a little more wet down this way. Fun. Alright, let me see what's going up here. I might end this stream so I can just concentrate on driving. There's a Burger King around the corner. I'm just happy I got out of the motel at a decent hour. I mean, I could have hung out for another couple of hours. What's the point? Sit in the dark cave and stare at out the window at a 90-degree angle so I can see something. And watch it rain. Which cut into me doing any battlefield investigating. It was raining last night. Usually on this trip too, I'll find like farmers markets or flea markets or something along the way. With the rain, we're not going to be hitting any of those. Knock out some of the fun stuff to do. We get up over this hill, and I'll probably wrap it up the stream. So listen, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys watching, support, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're not done. still on this adventure. Who knows what we're going to see next. Everyone be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon. More flashing lights. What the heck's going on now?